There we go. Now we're live, I believe. Who have we got with us today? Any early birds? What do I need to do? I need to do something. Actually sort the camera out, isn't it? It's always a good shout when you're streaming, right? Buff Stew, man, how's it going? Painting the Queen. I don't know what this is. When you say the Queen, I'm obviously missing something there. And Buff, you're the oh no, wrong button. Oh, come on, Garth, what are you doing?
You push it in deep so I can feel it.
Did a little bit of an edit there. Because of Ike. Now I get it, yeah. But did you reckon that little Major Lennox edit that I did there? I know it's extremely childish, but yeah, I mean, this thing literally is just a dinosaur, isn't it? But it's Ike Queen-like vibes. I see it now. I get it. It's possible relative of Prince Charles right here. That, and that's a good start. The scenery's already coming off it. Look. I don't think it's probably didn't set properly because the it's pretty humid today, right? I don't know what it's like where you guys are, but it is pretty bloody warm here at the moment. Big purple dino. No, I'm the guy who's commissioned me to paint it wants kind of like a red, like desert-y or like volcano-y kind of looking skink would be the best kind of way for me to describe it. And I'm going to go literally green, I think would be the best, to be honest, for like have like a sort of red skink with a green rider and then like dark red spines. Although I'm thinking maybe a red skink with red spines might not be the way to go. But the plan today, hang on, let me have a look at it. I'm second guessing myself now. My plan today really is to get most of is to try and make some decent headway on the actual lizard itself. That's my main battle plan anyway. So we get out the trusty contrast paints for this. Now I'm wondering if I could actually I could slap chop it, but then I kind of almost don't see the point in slap chopping it as well, because this is already really white and it's got a zenithal. So what would a slap chop kind of do over a zenithal is the question I kind of need to ask myself. But yeah, like I said, man, it's pretty warm here. How are you feeling today, Mitch? Anyway, obviously you've been a bit crook, haven't you? You feeling any better today? Have the antibiotics started to kick in? Slap chop is just a zenithal and then contrast, kind of. I don't really like the term zenithal highlight and slap chop and stuff like that. Do you know what I would call it? which is what I always used to call it. I would say it's an under highlight, and that's a word that everyone can understand if you've got, like, you know, even like the mildest of painting knowledge. I think calling all of these things zenithal highlight and slap chop method and stuff like that, you know, it's just fancy words to try and, like, kind of scare people away from it, I think. I don't really like the term zenithal highlight and slap chop and stuff like that. Do you know what I would call it? A bit of an echo there, sorry chaps, and let me just find out where that is. I would say it's an under highlight, and that's a word that everyone can understand if you've got, like, you know, even like the mildest of painting knowledge. I think calling all of these things zenithal highlight and slap chop method and stuff like that. There it is. Right, sorry about that. At least try, you know, should maybe, you know, I should pretend to be professional. Yeah, you're right, mate. There was an echo, mate. That was my fault. Sorry. I've got to give myself at least one viewer on YouTube, right? That viewer being myself. That's such an obvious thing, like, for new streamers is, you know, you don't need to stream to nobody, you know. On Twitch or whatever it may be, you can, you know, everyone, you know, you can, as long as you're bandwidth, you can, like, kind of watch it from your own device that you're even streaming from, and I think it would still count as an extra view. There's really no excuse to stream, you know, to stream into literally no one, because one of them could be you. It could be you, chaps. Get some cheap you know what, Buff? You know what? I've thought about this multiple times, man. Like, I'm sure, right, I don't want to name any names, but I'm sure that some of the, you know, quite popular streamers have done that. Because, like, you know, you look and there's supposedly, you know, a good couple of hundred people watching a stream, yet why is my chat way more interactive than theirs? Like, if you've got 200 odd people watching a stream, why isn't the chat going continuously? You know, just one or two people every now and then. There's no way that's legit, right? I think I've made an error there already. I don't know whether to... Let me just have a look at their one, the GW one. I'm just wondering whether to do that kind of top layer of spines there, kind of like a bone colour. And it's kind of interesting what they've done there. They've got kind of like a two-tone. That's kind of an idea there as well. I think maybe I think that's a good idea, GW. I think that's what we'll do. We'll kind of go with like a, maybe like almost like a blackish sort of. I'll use like another contrast black, and I'll go over that green and kind of wet blend it down. That's what I'm going to do. 100%. Of course it goes on today, mate. Especially with... especially 100%, like, you know, because really, like, the amount of people that watch Warhammer streaming is quite small, right? You know, when you look, like, you know, there's only ever like maybe 1,000, maybe 2,000 people, absolute max, that is, like, watching, you know, the Warhammer category at any one time. It's really not much at all, is it? And like I said, like you just said there, like people want to watch what they think other people like, right? I mean, everyone says like I'm my own person and all this lot. I don't believe it, mate. Ike sheep, mate. Because like you said, that you kind of if people like go in and like see like this person got 100 people watching them and they're not actually really, they're just bots, but they go, oh right, this person must be good because 200 people are watching them, and then they've already gone in with that expectation, you know. Oh, this must be good, this guy must know what they're talking about, when in reality they've just cheated their way to it.
Yeah.
It is it was mind-boggling to me, Mitch. It is mind-boggling to me, man. Good use of the memeage there, Mitch. I like it. It's a classic one as well, man. As soon as I heard Randy Savage say that, I just like watching like old wrestling stuff sometimes, especially those old promos that they do are just hilarious. And as soon as I heard him go, it's mind-boggling to you, yeah. And I was like, oh, mate. I need that for the stream. So just that, whatever that is, 5-second clip will have got the whole of my YouTube stream copyright hit now, just from that tiny bit. If you do anything at all, anything, like even like a few seconds of a WWF or WWE like meme or something like that, that whole stream now, if any ad revenue that is made from it, none of it will go to me anyway. So like basically they've just had free money there, because that less than, you know what, I'm just going to leave that off and glue that back on later after the stream. It's not cooperating today, but anyway, what was I saying? So I don't get any ad revenue from YouTube because YouTube doesn't think that I'm good enough, even though I've got the amount of subs I need and everything like that. They pump out my views on some of my videos, but I don't have the watch time. So actually YouTube makes money off ads and I make not a penny from it. And yeah, so now, because obviously that video will be claimed now by WWF or whatever they're called, WWE these days, right? They will get any ad revenue that was on it or is going to be made from it in the future, they will get. Isn't that just so broken? Right? Isn't that just really broken? That you play like not even 30 seconds, right? And they see fit to claim like a 6 hour, it could be like one of my music streams, for example. That could be 6 hours of music that I've done, right? 99% of that I've made from the ground up, but because of 1 or 2 samples, they will claim the whole stream. Isn't that just sick, mate? Don't you think that's just sick, man? Like, so greedy, and like, you know, it just really, I just think it's awful, man. And you know what are like, you know, the small fries meant to do about that? It's like you're literally getting fucked, man, for that. Like, they are like just completely taking the piss, and like there's nothing that any of us can do about that. It just fucks me off, man. Has anyone tried like any of the YouTube alternatives? Like, I hear Rumble's getting quite big nowadays, and I do have a couple of videos up on BitChute actually, but I kind of went on BitChute for a little bit, and then like it was all just political crazies on there as opposed to like anything else. And it's like, I don't know if that's what I want for myself, you know. Yeah, I know they've loaded it to 3 hours, mate. 3,000 hours. I'm nowhere near it. I think I'm on 500. I'm only ever at 500. I don't think I've ever got any more than 500 a month. You know, things like if my only viral video that I didn't receive any props for at all, i.e. my blobby video, if that had gone viral or whatever and that bumped up, you know, I could have been monetized by now, but no. Somebody else nicked all my views on that as well. Such is the toil of the YouTuber, right? But Buff Stew, anyway, rant over. Buff Stew, that elephant is looking well cool, mate. I think you're going to be well happy with it. And I think the rigging is really going to just take it to the next level, mate. No, I really do think you're going to be happy with that elephant, mate. Because, like, I know I painted it, right? And, like, you know, you shouldn't be too big-headed. But when I look at that elephant as a piece, it's not even put together fully yet, right? You know, when it's got the tusks and everything like that. Because even I haven't visualised it fully, right? I've visualised like 90% of it, and I'm like, man, that looks fucking sick. Like, it's a proper centrepiece, mate. It looks really cool. The only thing I'm worried about is it getting knackered in transport, though. Anyone on the old YouTubes want to come and say hello? I realise that this thing's like blind or something. Does it like live in a cave or something, this thing? Does it come from caves? Because it seems like it's got no eyes. If you suddenly came into the channel and I had like, let's be conservative. Let's just say I suddenly had regularly 50 viewers, right? Let's just say 50, right? I suddenly had regularly 50 viewers. Would you think any less of me? I would definitely feel less of. I definitely would think less of myself, and I would be disappointed in myself. But, you know, sometimes, you know, you got to play the game, don't you? Got to do what you got to do. Yeah, I'm too, you know, I've said this more, you know, it's another thing, like, you know, I'm too honest, aren't I, on the channel? Like, I say what I think too much, and I don't sort of placades. What's the word? For GW and the stuff that everyone wants to see, right? What's that word I'm looking for, gents? placate. Mate, why can't I speak my own language today? I can't speak English today. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? No. Speak neckbeard. Fluent in several languages of neckbeard, but I can't struggle with English. See, I find painting things like this fun, but it's like the painting rank and file is brutal. The guy who I painted the squig hogs for wants me to paint up 10 flash kits and 20 blood axe commandos. 10 flash kits. Yeah, man, I'm down with that. 20 blood axe commandos is going to be quite punishing, though, isn't it? To say the least. He's got like some weird ballsack venom thing down here. See, I was just about to say, oh, that's from The Sopranos, isn't it? But it's not from The Sopranos, is it? It's like Goodfellas or something like that, isn't it? And then they like laugh about it on The Sopranos, like Silvio does it. I really can't imagine. Like, I'm going to try and, you know, if people haven't seen The Sopranos, I'm going to try and not spoil it. But anyone who's seen The Sopranos and we know that ending, right? And, like, people are up in arms about it. What didn't you get about that ending? It seems so obvious to me what happened. Like, I don't get, like, what other ways you could kind of take that, especially like with everything that had been going on. Godfather is what it's Godfather, yeah, of course. When's the last time there was a good sort of gangster movie? Like old school gangster movie. What was the last one? Because talking about The Sopranos, that like Sopranos like prologue film was bloody awful. Like, not just like, oh right, you know, everyone wanted it to, like, you know, kind of be a bit more like The Sopranos and, like, you know, have more of Tony in it and something like that, but it was just shit. Like, it wasn't that, like, you know, it didn't really give us any more insight into the Sopranos characters. But, I mean, it was just a bad film, man. Like, it was just rubbish. You know, I wanted to like it, but it was just shite. Like, not even, like, it's just boring. And not good. Yeah, I was thinking about the airbrush, but then, you know what? I thought about, this would kind of be, you're right with the airbrush. I've asked Ryder, if he minds if I kind of, because I'm going to be painting, 14 Primaris Marines for Ryder, but he wants them done in kind of like a more second edition style ish. Blade Guard, no, not Blade Guard veteran, Stern Guard veteran, that's what they're called, right? And he wants them kind of like to be painted in a bit more of a second edition style, which obviously I'm 100% down with. Unfortunately, no yellow shoulder pads or anything like that, just a bit more like having like a sort of blue undertone to the white. And I'm down with that. I've also said to him, like, maybe we can do a head swap. How do Mark 7 heads look on Primaris armor? And I don't mean like how do they look as in, like, do they go together? I'm just wondering if the size will be too off. I've seen people do it before, or like pictures of it, but I've never seen it like up close, so I'm just wondering if anyone's seen anyone doing that, like in real life, and if the Mark 7 heads look like they're too small or something. I've never seen you or heard you painting any Primaris. Mitch, what were you painting Primaris for? Was it a commission or something? Now, am I lazy for not sub-assembling? Chaps, you've seen how I like to paint. It's kind of rare for me to sub-assemble stuff. Should have bloody sub-assembled that elephant though. I don't know what the bloody hell I was thinking. Gluing that, whatever you call it, like canopy bit down with polystyrene cement instead of super glue. Or did I glue it with super glue? If I glued it with polystyrene cement, it's never ever coming off like a big piece like that, is it? It's on there forever. Oh well, if I end up painting another one of those elephants, which I reckon I probably will, because if I put, like I said, if I put that up on Etsy, I think people are going to look at that and go, yes, I want that guy to paint my elephant. I want that guy to wrap his little miniature hands around my elephant's trunk. Give Major Lennox a good seeing to. $2017? That's not when Primaris came out, is it 2017? I actually really like this army painter brush for these larger models. I use this brush a lot on the elephant actually. It's one that came free with the speed paint set, I think, that I bought. And you know, maybe this would be a good starter brush, I suppose, for like, you know, speed paints and stuff like that, but I think it's way too thick for even base coating on smaller models, but certainly for a larger model like this is about right, I reckon. Thanks for that, Colossus. I know, Colossus, you won't like that, will you? Goes against your sensibilities.
Guaranteed victory!
Damn it! Missed it, have we? Oh, you're on cooldown now, Colossus. You have to wait a few seconds and then do it. Try it again. We got old Firelock into the Patreon now, which is cool. I'm always happy when people hit up the Patreon. I mean, that shows true devotion. I think shows true loyalty. I've got a goal to get maybe like 100 quid a month from Patreon. That's my goal at the moment. Actually, I'd be lucky to get 50 quid at the moment. I think I'm getting about 30 quid a month from Patreon. Yeah, your cooldown should be finished by now, Colossus. You can probably spam away again now.
Are you sure about that?
How's it going, Dave? We were talking about you the other day, mate. I'm trying to work out whose nan was the better painter, yours or Buddy's. We all decided that Buddy's nan was leagues ahead of your nan in the painting department. And in the looks department as well, if you don't mind me saying. Yeah, I'll get my coat. Actually, speaking of Patreon, lads, I've got a exclusive Patreon video coming up. I'll drop it tomorrow. As you know, like I did like the metal detecting video. Like the same bloke, he's come back from the States for a little bit, and I was around his house yesterday, and he's basically got like a little mini museum. That's where that Edward III coin was, Ed. Sorry, Matt. So I got him to give a little talk through some of his finds, and then I interjected some of our humour into it as well, which kind of gave me ideas for, like, you know, yet another channel, man. I mean, I have all of these ideas for YouTube channels, man. So many of them that I want to do. I'm like, I want to do the time geezers, which would be like sort of metal detecting, but you go around sort of doing like urban metal detecting, like it's like, tell me a little bit more about this film. Well, actually, this is a lilt can pipe, possibly from the 80s, but it could go back as far as the 70s. I mean, look at the needle marks for the can pipe itself. The drawing thing that made these wasn't, you know, the manufacture of which ended in the 1950s, so something's not going on here, not sure. Yes, that's right, Phil. So, what is a can pipe? Tell me. Well, you know, that kind of stuff. Like, urban metal detecting, mate. Look, I said I was going to call it the time geezers. I'm going to definitely wear my glasses when I do it as well. What's so funny about painting lizards, mate? So funny about painting lizards. He already looks quite nifty already, and I've only put like one, not even finished the base coat. You're like, there it is, lads. Look, he's ready for battle now. Look, battle ready. Kind of more and more, I think what I'm going to do is do the skink like a sort of stone grey, and then do like the kind of the sort of armour and bumps on his back in the red. Mate, I had a Nando's yesterday. I really don't understand what the fuss is about Nando's. Can anyone tell me what the fuss is about Nando's? Why do people like it so much? I really don't get it. The food is okay. You know, it's not like, you know, I suppose it's reasonably priced, I guess. But I really don't understand why people are like, oh, get yourself a cheeky Nando's, mate. Oh, fucking Nando's is well nice. You're like, am I, like, eating something completely different to what you guys are eating? Because, you know, the broccoli I ordered yesterday was stone cold. The chips were okay. The chicken wings were, again, okay. Like, really not... like, it's amazing, you know what I mean? And the place was rammed as well, and like, we went because my missus really wanted to go, because some Chinese person said you need to eat this and this, it's really nice in Nando's. So if I mention a restaurant, Yin never wants to go, but as soon as a Chinese person says that something's okay, then she wants to go there. My mate bought me the meal, so it's not like, you know, I'm not saying it was bad, like, you know, I just really don't understand what the Nando's fuss is about, is what I'm saying. I think it's all just marketing, isn't it? Again, I think it's just back to that point of everyone else says it's good, so it must be good, and then that's what a lot of people go with, don't they? Which is why I'm going to put up a donation goal for Garth to get himself 2,000 bots. I have a pube in my mouth or something. Who's that? It's a bristle from one of the brushes. If you're in a big group and everyone has different tastes, it has compromise. Yeah, I suppose. You know what you're getting. Like, you know, if you go to another city, I suppose there's that. Kid friendly. Refillable drinks. Are there any Nando's in Spain, Dave? 'Cause I know they've got a couple in the US and stuff now, Nando's. I'm not going to push my luck with that. I will change brush and then do that. You know what? I thought that painting some Age of Sigmar or something might bring in some new people. You know, something different. You don't often see people painting Age of Sigmar, do you? Like, it's mainly is people painting 40k and painting Primaris, right? We are quiet today, chaps. As I admit, you haven't told us if you're feeling any better yet. Right, that bit. I should have. This bit here is being a pain. Why did I do that? Dear. Riker asked a question, did he? Give us... Two seconds, Colossus. Riker's question today.
You have a pet?
Oh, I couldn't even hear that. What did he say?
You have a pet?
Got my speakers set too low, so I couldn't actually hear what he said. I'm gonna have to relay what his question was, and I can give you the answer. I did say that I'm going to kind of blend that black anyway, didn't I? Do you have a pet? Do you have a pet these days, Colossus? A cat? And my mum's cat is still going, mate. 23 years old. So, Colossus, that's the same cat that my mum would have had when you're at university or any time that you've come around to stay here. That's the same bloody cat, mate, the whole time that we've known each other. How's it going, Nav? Long time no see, mate. How you been? How's the old, how's the teaching going, mate? Still, hanging out with the orcs? I'm just being too busy to hobby and stuff, would be my guess. Cat's legend debate. How loud is the music today? Is the music really quiet? Do you need me to turn that up a bit? I think... maybe that's why I can't hear anything. Maybe my speakers are a bit low. Is that a bit more like it? Now, in theory, if anyone follows or anything like that, I should be able to hear them now. Oh, God. No, Nav. What have you done? Who plays Magic in the chat, man? Give us a shout. Anyone on YouTube or anyone on Twitch, man? Who are secret Magic players? Jesus, mate. Magic. Bad memories, mate. Sometimes I feel like, oh yeah, you know, if like maybe some of my mates are playing Magic or something, you know, people, you know, just at the hobby, right? People go like period, they'll drop it for a bit and then they'll get back into Magic again, right? Every time that like my mates get back into Magic, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll have a game. Maybe it wasn't, maybe things have changed. As soon as I start playing Magic, I just want to tear my, just want to rip my own face off, like, with rage. I just cannot take that game, mate. I don't know what it is, but something about bloody Tragic the Saddening that just sends me into this, like, absolute, makes me to an absolute mentalist. Mate, fucking no gatekeeping on Magic, mate. You can have it, and it's never been good. It's not like, oh, it was good back in 5th edition. It was still just rage, mate. Like, you know, you got like playing someone when, like, as a going Zen, mate. You know, like if somebody's mate, don't play Magic. That's if anyone's wondering where that mate is from, that's Siddiqui Khan's great idea to stop misogyny by saying mate, apparently. Good job, Siddiqui. I'm sure it's going to work out. And if you want to do something really cringe, you can go on the internet and you can do like a game, I suppose, or whatever. And it's just like some lads having a conversation, and you're meant to jump in every time like they say something bad, and you've got to stop them saying it. And it's like literally stuff like, "Oh mate, that bird had big tits on the bus," and you're like, "Mate, what the fuck? What? Can't say that a bird's got big tits anymore in the privacy of your own home with your own mate. Got to jump in." And the funniest thing about the thing is that when you get to the end of it as well, like the music starts ramping up as if like the guy's a serial killer or something. And then like, you know, you're meant to jump in and go, "Mate," and stop him saying it. But like, gets to the end, he just looks into the camera and he goes, "Is everything I just said, was that alright? Do you think that was alright? I think you should watch this again, mate." And it's like, oh, it's so cringe, man. So cringe. Like I said, if you guys want it, like I said, it is legitimately funny. Like, I did actually lol, as in like I actually laughed out loud. Like, and I almost never use sort of internet terms in real life like that. Like, I've got a couple of mates who say like when they, so instead of saying goodbye, they say GG to each other, and I'm like, mate, we're not like online. Why are you saying that in real life? But I'm gonna say the word lol because I did lol on my own at the end of that Siddiqui Khan's mate propaganda. And you know, any sort of stuff from the government is always going to be cringe like that. It doesn't matter what they're trying to say. It's like the classic "don't do drugs" sort of things, like, you know, when we were younger and stuff. Like you know, watching that makes me want to fucking do some beans, mate. Makes me want to swig some non-alcoholic beer, some non-alcoholic lager beer. You enjoy playing Magic, Nav? Oh, Zen. So this model here is actually a kind of tester for some of the stuff I want to do with your model, actually. So once this model's done, then what I'm actually doing, don't tell my boss, is I'm building models while I'm on the phone at the moment, just to save even more time. I got a Mortarian commission came in yesterday, so I'm gonna have to start turning commissions down now, as I am chocker now. I've got yours to do, Zen. I've got 10 flash gits to do. I've got obviously this, which I'm holding right now. I'm rammed, mate. I'm going to do a whole day. Oh yeah, Saturday, lads. I'm not even going out on Saturday. I'm painting all day. That's where we are. I'm going to do a Death Guard day on Saturday. I'm going to try and do about 4 or 5 Death Guard commissions in one day and just get them rinsed and done. So if you're about on Saturday, I'm going to be about tomorrow, doing the usual music stream, maybe even do a blobby tank. Saturday we're going to do Death Guard day, and then fucking Sunday I'm going to the pub, so then I'm having nothing to do with miniatures after that for a little bit. Excuse me. Do your students still blow you up when you speak British English and not, god damn, American English? That's my... I wish I could do an American accent. I really can't. I apologise profusely to the Americans watching. But I suppose saying do an American accent is the same as when people say do a British accent. I mean, what the fuck is a British accent? If you say to a British person, what's a British accent? You're like, I don't know, mate. Like, we all speak different. Like, it don't matter what's... Like, none of us speak the same. If it's like sort of like RP, Queen's English or whatever you want to call it, if that's a British accent, then, you know, not many people have a British accent, you know what I mean? Maybe Colossus. Colossus, where's your accent from, mate? Because your accent is very sort of nondescript, isn't it? Mitch has obviously got a sort of South England one. Obviously, I've got my weird Pompey farmer / Mockney accent. Thank you, Portsmouth. I bet you buffs do. Where is it you're from again, mate? I've forgotten. Obviously, I've sent you miniatures, but I'm trying to think whereabouts. And actually, Dave Doggo, do you have an Italian? Do you have a Spanish accent, mate? Alright, this banner pole I'm really worried about. Oh, I'm going to have to be real careful with that. God, banner poles, as cool as they look, they are like the bane of the Warhammer hobbyist, right? I mean, the most flimsiest bits. Poppycock, mate. Codswallop. There you go, Nav. That's a good one. Next, say saying poppycock next time. If you said that too many times, say codswallop. What a load of codswallop. Say that, mate. The Americans, like, actually my American mates went, "What the fuck did you just say, Garth?" And I was like, "That's a load of fucking codswallop, that is, mate. It's a load of tosh." When I was in China, they were like, "I got no idea what you're saying, man." Codswallop. What other ones? Poppycock, codswallop, tosh. What other ones? What other ones could we put in there, lads? Obviously, baloney is like a proper American one, isn't it? A load of baloney. Like when they did the RoboCop dub for ITV, instead of saying, like, "I've had enough of this bullshit," he was like, "I've had enough of this baloney." Oh yeah, mate. Ain't nothing like the Queen's English, mate. The King's English. Old Shadrach loves a fucking... Old Shadrach. We talking about Shadrach yesterday. At my mate's house with the metal detecting stuff, because he actually had a, like... He picked up a coin, he was like, "Oh, Garth, this one's from Sharp Time, mate." And I was like, "Ah, yes, mate." And he's like, and then he actually said, "You took the King's Shilling, Sergeant." I was like, "Yes. Yes, Bart." Speaking of, I'm going to see if I can get him on the stream. Come on, slow-driven, cold-driven computer. Like, Facebook's not even working. Oh my god, what am I going to do, mate? Facebook ain't working, I can't send any messages. Just had a traffic alert. The whole of the bloody South Sea seafront is closed down for some reason. Live traffic updates to your phone, I need that. Maybe it's something to do with Victoria's Festival. Oh, am I losing connection? Right, I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to dry brush this in like a real garish green, and then I'm going to hit it, and then I'm going to hit it with the contrast again, and I might, just to make it like super crazy vibrant, I'm going to put some of the old fluorescent in there, I think. And you know what? My first thought was to actually use Goblin Green, but I'm not using the real Goblin Green. We're going to go with Vallejo's Goblin Green because I'm going to use my special dry brush palette there. Look at this. Look at that bad boy palette, mate. Almost as banging as my my standard palette. Nav, when are you gonna get your ass to Mars? And by Mars, I mean, when are you gonna come over to the UK and say hello to us, mate? And show you around. Oh, that seems to be a lot darker. That hasn't worked. That hasn't worked at all. Look, that's darker. Look, that's not going to work. I've just wasted a ton of paint there. Back to the drawing board on that. Okay, I think what we'll do instead is we're going to have to... That green is the complete wrong green. I think we're just going to have to go with this speed paint and maybe mix some of that in there. A little bit of this. Now let's see how that works. I don't know how dry brushing with speed paint's going to be though. Right, it's still too dark, way too dark. Right, we need white. And a lot of it. Right, I know this is going to look terrible, right? This is going to look really bad, and then when I put the and then when I reapply the speed paint to it, it should look good. Well, that's the hope. And I'm going to have to find some way to... I'm just going to have to use the old trusty super glue, I think, on those base bits. Oh, this is actually... Oh no, that's not quite... That's not right.
Baneblade!
Who was that? Was that Nav, by any chance? Who played the Baneblade? There's only two people who that would have been. It would have been Nav or Colossus. I know you ain't innocent, Colossus. I know you had a hand in it. Well, I think we can safely say, lads, that Age of Sigma does not bring the random punters to the yard, does it? I'm going to dry brush this again, actually. It's kind of... that's a much more subtler effect than I was expecting. It was Dr. C. I knew it. I'm going to remove his admin rights immediately, without question, and send him to the company chaplain for re-education, as they call it. I'm just waiting for somebody to come in and go, oh, you're doing snap chop. And now my plan is to, I said, thin down that speed paint. And get back on this. Actually looks alright like that, but it's kind of like giving it, it's made it from what was like a really warm, like jungle lizard sort of feel to like, it's almost like some sort of, has like a much colder sort of snowy feel to it now. Like it should be strutting around the Arctic or something. Nicely done, Colossus. Scales run, mate. The cow's run is just legendary, isn't it? Alright, man, we got our man Firelock supporting us on the old tubes, and our regular Joe. Thank God. Thank God, we've got some actual people on YouTube now. Got 3 concurrent viewers, lads. It's all on the up now. I've made it. I'm internet famous now, isn't it? And Joe, mate, no, it's not a dragon. It's a seraphon. I hate that name, man. Seraphon. It's a lizard man, mate. It's a lizard man dinosaur. That's what it is. But Games Workshop call it a Troglodon. A Seraphon Troglodon with a Skink rider or whatever it is. Skink Oracle. Looks awesome. Cheers, man. Thank you. It's yet another commission. I said these commissions are starting to like pour in, man. I actually spoke to my missus. I was like, should I go part-time at work? Like, or maybe should I take a day off work and start just like maybe dedicating Fridays to just hobbying and streaming and stuff? And basically she's like, no. So, because you're not quite making enough money yet. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. But I tried for 30 seconds. I said though, if it keeps on going up, I will have to seriously think about whether I'm, whether this is gonna start making money like that. Because that's the dream, as I've said to you guys multiple times, man. That's the dream, mate. Do this full time at one stage, but Rome wasn't made in a day, was it? It'll take a while. I'm saying that though, it's been bloody 3 years already. Don't tell anyone. But maybe I should have given up by now. Never give up. Never give up your dreams, Garth. One day you too can be part of the Jamaican bobsleigh team. And Firelock, if you want to hit up Twitch, my friend, your memes are activated and I've given you an intro as well. And thank you again for joining the Patreon, mate. So you can test out your memeage now, mate. Alright, Nav, man. Well, it's always a pleasure, mate. Thanks for stopping by, mate. It'd be cool if you could stop by a little bit more, but, I understand you got proper responsibilities. Kids, teaching, Magic the Gathering. Joe, are you doing any hobbying today, mate? Oh, shit. Yeah, pile of shame. We all have one. Right. I was on Facebook Marketplace. I almost bought a load of Imperial Guard a couple of days ago. That's a good price. really had to stop myself. Like, what are you doing, mate? Like I said, I've got all of these commissions, and I'm like, yeah, I could do with a few more like Imperial Guard infantry, and I'm like, I've got a stack of 3D printed Imperial Guard infantry that I need to paint up for my army anyway. I've got a load of Rogue Trader Space Marines, a Rogue Trader Land Speeder I want to paint up for my army, you know, and like I was going to buy some more Imperial Guard for my, like, you know, second edition and Rogue Trader Imperial army. It's like, what are you doing, man? The struggle is real, isn't it? It's like, yeah, man, Guard, yeah, that's a good price for those infantry. I always need more infantry with Guard, right? And then I'm like, don't, Garth, just stop. Control yourself. Steady yourself, brother. Seriously, man, I was so close to buying it. I was like, I'll just put a bid on it. Or whatever it was, Facebook Marketplace, you just messaged, and I'll just message him, see if it's still going. I'm like, just don't, man. Have a word, mate. See, that's like a nicer green now. But yeah, we've all been there multiple times, mate, haven't we? All of us. We all know, man. We all know the you know, look, let's get given models sometimes on stream. People are like, oh God, I've got these old Rogue Trader models. I'm like, yes, give them to me. My head, I'm like, don't take them. I'm just going to go in the pile of Rogue Trader shame. I'm like, yeah, send them to me, mate. This is the interest. I'll paint them. I'll make a YouTube video out of them one day. Look at how Nav said booty sleep. Booty sleep. This linen colour, didn't I buy a new one of these? Really like this colour, but it's on its way out. It's got to Games Workshop levels of thickness, this one. Still umming and ahhing about sending Army Painter a message about having their first edition paints. impression, you know, like for stuff like this, man, stippling is the way to go. Hey Rambo, how's it going, buddy? Been up to much today, Rambo? Got a couple of new Patreon commands if you want to test them out. Be my guest. Oh, saying that. I think the Twitch chat just disconnected from Sammy as I said that, so if you do try to test out some of those Patreon commands, they might not work. Give it a few seconds. Literally as I said it disconnected. I think it's back now. I need a show of hands. Who's gonna be up for the music stream tomorrow? It's bank holiday weekend, chaps. So you guys have got no excuse, eh? Nobody's going to be there. Trying to court some interaction with you lot. They're trying to get blood from a fucking stone, mate. That's a classic English phrase, mate. That is, I think. It's like just perfectly descriptive, do you know what I mean? like trying to get blood from a stone. Right, we got no option but to do that really messy under there. For now, we'll come back and clean it up later. Kurtwig, how's it going? Hoping you're going to be there for the music stream tomorrow, eh? Bank holiday Monday. Has anyone got to go into work on Monday? Do you know the worst thing about bank holidays in China? Right, it's a complete stitch up and a con. Right? China is super busy, right? And when you get a bank holiday, you get a public holiday, they make it out as if it's like amazing and you get to have 2 or 3 days off extra, right? Or like an extra day off, right? And they're like, oh yeah, you've got a really long holiday coming up, we're gonna have 3 days off. And I'm like, fuck me, can I not take the holiday? And they're like, why? Right? One, when you have a bank holiday in China, you can't do anything at all, right? It is so busy everywhere, it's impossible, man. Like, you can't go, you know, if you want to go out and do any sightseeing or anything like that, that's impossible. You can't go to any restaurants, right? You can go to the foreigner bars, maybe. That's literally about it, right? Everyone and their bloody dog is travelling, right? And doing stuff, right? And it just makes it awful, right? Really bad, man. Like, the traffic is horrendous. And like I said, like, if you try and do anything at all, it's just, there's just no point, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing, you look at your rotor and you're like, I'm working 6 days this week and I'm working 6 days next week as well, and I've only got Sunday off. And they're like, oh, it's the holiday. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, it's the holiday. You get a long holiday. I'm like, so fucking what? What's that got to do? Why am I doing 6 days? And they're like, oh, you've got to work the holiday back. And you're like, wait. So actually, I'm not getting any extra days off. You've just shuffled my days around. I've got to work back my holiday. And also, what would have been a normal weekend for me is now completely fucked, and I can't do anything with it. I can't make any plans because every other motherfucker's going to be going out and doing stuff, and it's impossible for me to do stuff now, right? So it's like a double whammy of shit. So like, a bank holiday in China ain't a bank holiday, basically. It's a double ass fuck, man. just like, I'm just going to be crude about it. I can't be bothered to put on some sort of internet persona. Just going to use my usual pub language, mate. It's a royal ass fucking that is, mate. Family friendly stream. get the little uns, gather the little uns round and let them listen to one of Garth's China stories. It all started on a fucking bank holiday, and it was full of absolute fucking cunts. That's basically it. Can't say that. What do you mean I can't say that? I just bloody did. Oh, which part of South Wales are you going to, Kirtwig? My mum's side of the family is from South Wales. From a little place called Newbridge, which is near Pontypool. And it's like a real small little, like what would have been like a mining town. Like really small. So when I was younger, we go up and see my nan. I must have been about 14 or whatever, you know. Obviously, you know, I've got a Portsmouth accent, and a tiny little rough as old boots mining village. And go in the chip shop and everyone's there, alright there boy, I'll have a fucking fish cake or whatever it is, right? And then I'll walk in and go, alright there mate, can I have literally like proper cheesy style, like everyone would like just turn around and stare at you like, what the fuck is the English guy doing in here? And it's like, come on, ease up guys, I'm about 14 years old. Can you not deck me please? St. Anthony's? Where is that? Has anyone been to Sheffield? What is there to do in Sheffield? Anyone got any recommendations? I'm thinking about maybe going down and seeing a couple of people from the stream who live in sort of Sheffield, Yorkshire area, and I've never been to Yorkshire. And what swayed me is that there's like a special fish cake that you can get in Yorkshire chippies, and I want to go and try that. basically I'm going to drive 4 hours to Yorkshire because I want to try a different kind of fish cake. Yeah, because I don't really hear great things about Sheffield, in all honesty. See, the problem is, though, being British, it doesn't matter where it is, right? Wherever we're from, we're going to go, it's a dump! It's fucking shit. So actually, speaking of Ryder, like obviously I'm from Pompey, and I was saying to Ryder, oh mate, you got to come to England, mate. Got to come and see like the Victory and stuff like that. And basically, Portsmouth is just sharp era battlements like everywhere you look. Like, and that's not like an exaggeration either. I mean, the whole of the pile of opportunities. How's it going, Jan? This is your model, my friend, isn't it? Thanks for jumping in, mate, and welcome. So, I'll tell you what's going on, Jan. On the left of the screen, you'll see, on the actual screen itself, you'll see there's a chat. That's people from Twitch. And then, obviously, on the right is people from YouTube. So while you're there, mate, that's the kind of colours that we're going for on it. So hopefully you're happy with those. How's it going, Hut? Good to see you, man. Been a while. Good to have you in. So I'm thinking, Jan or Jan, just let me know. I probably said one of those would have been right. So like I said, so with this sort of warm green here, so I know that you wanted kind of reds and yellows and oranges, right, for the skink. Now what my thoughts are is when you sent me the picture of the example model, the actual kind of skin of the lizard man was kind of like a grey white. So that's what I'm going with there, with like a grey white for the skink, and then the back armour will be like a real bright orangey sort of red. This will stay like a real dark sort of blood red, and then the armour will be like a sort of orangey sort of fiery red, and gold I think we'll go with, because kind of gold and green, because gold's got red in it, so I think gold and green will go better. Now, contrasting colours on the colour wheel and all that sort of rubbish. So if you're happy with that, mate, then you know that's my plan for this. But it's your model, mate, so you know you tell me what you want, mate, and I'll paint it. I mean, even if you told me, look, I'm not happy with what you've done there, I want you to do a different colour, I'd be like, okay, I'll strip the model. But like I said, you say you're happy with it, so that's cool with me. Hut, mate, have you been doing any more leather work? Any armour pieces that you've been making? Well, cool. As long as you're happy, mate. And I know you're out and about at the moment, so you know, don't feel like you have to stick around, but it'd be cool if you can. And anyone who is watching on YouTube, always remember to hit that follow, hit that subscribe button, like, and all the rest of it. Blah 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 blah. You know the drill. You've heard it a million times on every single YouTube video ever these days. And also that goes for anyone on Twitch there. I mean, if you like this, why not give me a follow, eh? I'm an honest type, mate. You get what you see with me. And that means I'm not going to just say I love Games Workshop every 5 minutes. In fact, quite the opposite. Basically, I think people come here, hear me refreshingly rip into Games Workshop every 5 minutes. So do you ever shut up about it? I'll never forgive them for the Primaris. How's it going, Ryder? Good to have you in, Ryder. It's been a while as well. Oh, chaps, while I think about it, I'm hoping that we're all going to be here for the music stream tomorrow. So, do we have any samples that I should maybe start collocating, collecting, chopping up? One obvious thing that I really don't know why I haven't done this before. I've got No Terminator samples? I've got Predator samples. I've got bloody Total Recall samples. I've got no Terminator ones. Why haven't I got any Terminator samples? So that's something I'm going to remedy for tomorrow. Really, I want to get some more 40k samples. Like, has anyone got any suggestions for like 40k stuff that'd be kind of easy for me to rip? Easy for me to find, because I don't want to spend forever. Yeah, Jeremiah, you're right, mate. What? Why don't I have Terminator samples? It is criminal. Somebody pointed it out to me, and I'm like, why haven't I got those? That's so stupid. Like, Dawn of War, mate. I've got a million Dawn of War voice lines, man. Like, that's kind of something I'd actually like to stay away from, because I've already got enough. I mean, I've got like Space Marines and, you know, all the Noise Marines, Slanesh stuff, which is perfect for, well, happy hardcore drum and bass 40k, which is what I do. I don't know, like, if anyone like knows any kind of like cool like audio books, or like, so like a sort of like a cool confrontation and stuff that I could kind of chop up. Like with some good acting, if not good acting, funny acting. Like the Horus is coming. As soon as I heard that, I had to chop that up and put that into the tunes. He's rising, Rabute. Horus is coming. So is Fulgrim. Alright. Alfarius is coming, Rabute. As soon as I heard that, I knew that was magic right there. You shall not pass. Yes. We can do that. Any other suggestions? Well, we've got man flesh and nobody tosses a dwarf. The thing is that with a lot of the Lord of the Rings stuff, they're actually a lot more work than because they've got such a savage sounding score behind them. Sometimes, you know, I don't want to I don't want to spend a million years filtering out the orchestral score behind, because obviously if it's a sample, sometimes there's like classic movie moments and stuff that I listen to it and I'm like, that'd be perfect, and then it's got like a fucking explosion or something in the background and you're like, can't really work with that. So the like you shall not pass. I can't remember if there's like any music going on while he's saying that. Because if there is, that could be potentially scuppered it. That could potentially scupper it. Not forever. Just I won't be able to do it ready for tomorrow because it will require more work. Starting to look pretty swanky already. Robocop? Yeah, we've already got some Robocop though, haven't we? Like RoboCop's also. Well, I've already sampled RoboCop. See, I've got some classic voice lines from the original Chaos Gate, and there's a voice line on there that absolutely cracks me up. Mate, I've already got loads of Peep Show samples actually, but if I'm doing like a 40k geek stream, I don't always use all the Peep Show ones. I've got loads of Peep Show ones, especially Super Hands. Like drug related stuff. I want some drugs and stuff like that, right? Yeah, the Super Hands is just like a gold mine for samples for music like that. Excuse me. Gold, I think we'll go for next. Then we've got 2 golds here. This one, Hopperlite gold. Now this, I think this one's going to be the go. I'll give them both a shake. I haven't actually used this paint before, so it's going to be a bit of an experiment. But Chad, mate, welcome back in. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you'll be about for the music stream tomorrow, Chad. So there we go. Look, we're picking up some YouTube regulars now. Chad, Jeremiah, Joseph. Those are our free YouTube regulars now. We just need another 200 lads, and we'll be there. Yeah, what other sort of geek, I kind of want to keep it kind of like geek stuff, you know what I mean? Star Trek, obviously. I've got quite a few Star Trek ones at the moment. I've only got one Star Wars song, actually, thinking about it. I've got like a Palpatine song. Maybe we could do some Star Wars. What kind of like funny Star Wars quotes could we get in there? It's a trap. Stay on target. Something like that, right? Ah! Look, make a tune out of that. Yeah, I mean, I know Han Solo's. That was my immediate thought, was Han Solo, but then I kind of thought after that, is that a bit too obvious, you know? No, that's the wrong paint. I think that's kind of like a bit too obvious. And obviously like Darth Vader ones and stuff, like the Emperor has just got like too many classics. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, like the Han Solo sort of stuff is kind of obvious. Yeah. Got a bad feeling about this. Yeah, see, again, that's like another obvious one, isn't it? What I need to do is I need to start making some loops of like the actual tunes from stuff and just making a remix from there. Yeah, well, yeah, and maybe I should explain a little bit more into anyone who's new. I mean, I also, not only do I do painting streams, mate, but I do live, like, happy hardcore, techno, drum and bass, whatever you want to call it, streams as well, where not DJing, I actually play, like, live sort of synth and groove box and, like, mix and play and make the tunes at the same time. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, you could make a whole song out of R2-D2, just like sampling the noises he makes. Like you could make like probably a decent drum bit out of R2 noises, as opposed to like that being like the main thing. Jabba. You make a Shabba song, but just change it to Jabba. He's a lover heart, Jabba. Aliens and Starship Troopers, yes, both of those are a good shout, a very obvious shout as well, aren't they? So maybe I like the idea of Starship Troopers. I think Starship Troopers. I think I'll go through and get some of those classics, right? The mobile infantry may be the man I am. Rico's Roughnecks. Would you like to know more? Yeah, that's definitely a tune that needs to be made. Service, duty, honour. Was it service guarantee citizenship? Basically, the mobile infantry, man, like that is old school Imperial Guard, isn't it? Like the rogue trader looking Imperial Guard. I suppose they would just say Cadians now, but you know what I mean. The only good bug is a dead bug. Yeah, man. Are you doing your part? When that like woman starts like laughing like maniacally while the kids are like stamping on the cockroaches. Aim for the nerve stem. Drop it for good. Put it down for good. It's an ugly planet. A bug planet. And then that could be like the beatdown. Like, yes, I think I've convinced myself. I think I know. I think I'm going to have to go and get some Starship Troopers samples. I don't know if I'll be able to do it in time for tomorrow or not, because obviously cutting up samples takes forever, chaps. I think we've worked it out together. We've made that decision together, chaps, lads and ladies. You know what, this is beginning to look like it's almost what they call battle ready, right? I mean, once you've done the gold on this, you know, and then the leather straps and stuff like that, then you know, this would be tabletop ready, wouldn't it? If you painted the base. Yeah, don't get too excited, chat. Like I said, I mean, these things take time. I'll try, but don't hold me to it. It's definitely there'll definitely be a Starship Troopers song in the future, though, 100%. I'll try and fit one in. I actually need to do some more work and maybe get some actual new tunes, as in like the actual music itself, as opposed to just samples. I wanna make some actual tunage. I mean, I've got a load of stuff on the Novation circuit that I haven't worked into the set yet. So maybe I'll make some. Maybe we'll do some of that tomorrow. Maybe. Sometimes I just freewheeling the set, as in like just making like complete new tunes out of nothing is fun. Just having a jam, basically. I had a jam with a bloke from work the other day. Made some hip hop. I thought it could have been funny and maybe we could have done some more with it, but he wasn't too keen. I was a little bit disappointed because after, you know, I think maybe 2 jams we could have had something going, but he didn't really want to play live. He wants to do like more the producing sort of stuff, and I'm just like, I'm not really into like the you know, I sit behind a computer all day, you know, I stream, you know, I watch my YouTube and stuff, and then when it comes to music, like I said, I mean, I've done producing on the computer and stuff like many times, and you know, part of what I do is producing on the computer as well, like I said, cutting up samples and stuff sometimes, but yeah, my goal is I want to play live like I used to. But finding the right venue for, you know, because everyone wants DJs, don't they, just to play, you know, well-known tunes and stuff like that. And what I do is very different to that. So, like, I know, you know, unless I had like some DJ decks and I, you know, dropped in you know, some mainstream, well, I say mainstream, but like some, like, you know, well-known rave tunes and stuff in with a mixture of my own stuff as well. That would probably work better, but again, it's not really what I want to do. Because I mean, if I wanted to DJ, I would just DJ, right? Because I can. I'm not the best, but I can DJ. I mean, at least I know how to beat match and stuff. Like, that's better than half the bloody current crop of DJs these days. Can't use vinyl, but I can, you know, beat match manually without having to worry about using the sync button. I mean, you know, it's got to that stage now where, like, you know, like anyone can, like, potentially DJ, you know what I mean? Like, you often see it now where, like, somebody's literally just got, like, some real shite 50, 60 quid USB turntables mixing away at, like, you know, quite a, you know, decent, expensive-ish club, you know? And it's like, I bet you, if that fucking sync button was taken off, they wouldn't be able to do shit. And the absolute worst thing that I see is, see it all the time, man, is like when, like, DJs for the cameras or like the video or just like people watching them, they're just pointlessly pretending to do stuff. It drives me insane. You know, you like on a DJ mixer, you got the highs and the mids and the lows, right? You got these three. You got a fader, right, which is like, you know, people see people scratching with that, right? You know, that goes left is the left deck, right is the right deck, and in the middle it's a mixture of both, and it's kind of like between that, right? And then above that, you know, have like these little dials and stuff, and each one of those dials, the top one is normally your highs, and then your mid ranges, and then your lows. So the highs are obviously the high part of the music that bring out the highs. You take it out, or take the high bits out. Obviously the same with the bass, right? Now, what you often see DJs doing, right, for like music videos or like, you know, in clubs and shit like that, they go like that. Now, if you watch what they're doing nothing, right? Or if they are doing something, it's basically nothing, and they're just playing on the fact that people don't actually know what they're doing. But like, they're like the tiniest little bit of sound like that, you ain't gonna hear it, mate. No one is gonna hear it, and they can't hear that on their headphones either, and they know that as well. And all they're doing is like trying to make themselves look like they're doing more, because I mean, that just drives me insane watching them do that. So even like people like metal DJs, like, you know, people who are playing like you know, like you go to a metal club or whatever, and you see them doing that, you're like, seriously, mate, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that in a metal song at all. Like, you know, it's not that you're gonna fucking drop the fucking bass guitar out of the metal tune and then bring in, like, you know, that's not how that shit works, mate. Unless they're like a super DJ. Super DJ. Like, it's grinds my gears, man. It's like, you know, the argument would be like, oh, well, you know, they're just putting on a show and stuff. And it's like, mate, you're not really putting on a show, are you, man? You're like, you're fucking hoodwinking people. Like, you're not manipulating that music in any way. Like, you know, and people are like, oh, mate, listen to that mix. It's amazing. You're like, are you dense? That's exactly the same as what is on that CD or MP3 or whatever they're mixing from. They didn't do anything to that. And if they did do something, chances are, you know what, mate? That's another thing that people do, is because they know that most people don't know what they're doing, when most people don't understand what the DJ is doing, it happens way more than you would expect, mate, that people aren't even mixing. And they're being lazy as fuck. They're maybe like a good-looking lad or a good-looking girl, and all they're doing is playing a pre-mixed CD and pretending to mix. Doesn't that fucking make you sick? Because it fucks me off. Like I said, man, I mean, I shouldn't, this is a bit, some people would take umbrage, but I mean, you often see that with like good looking girls, you know what I mean? Or like some hip hop DJ or something. Rant complete. Excuse me. Seriously, now I've pointed it out, I want you guys to look out for that. You'll see it all the time. And another thing, I mean, what I do, where I don't use a computer when I mix and make tunes, I do make things harder for myself, and it's kind of like, it's almost like, why would I do that? Now, why do I do that? What do you think? Why don't I use a computer at all when I do my music streams, apart from just a stream? Why, when I'm making, when I'm doing the music, why don't I use a computer at all, do you reckon? What are your thoughts on that, ladies and gentlemen? I want to see if you can get into my mind's eye. I don't know why I said mind's eye in that sort of half Arnie accent, but I did. Anybody? I've driven away all the punters with my DJ rant. I was half expecting to look down and see like stream shut down or something. I've done that before, just like start bollocking away to myself, and then like, I look down and it's like stream disconnected. You're like, oh wow, that was fucking pointless, wasn't it? Oh, I'm sweating. I just realised I'm quite hungry. I made wonton soup for dinner, mate. From scratch. Well, I say from scratch. I bought the dumpling skins. Couldn't be bothered to make those. And obviously, having a Chinese missus, she ate it and went, "That's legit. That's decent." So that I knew it was decent. It was better than the shitty wontons that I had in this place called Hong Kong Tea Bar the other day in Commercial Road in Pompey. I ate that. I ate the soup, and I was like, "Mate, this soup. I know exactly what that soup is." I thought to myself, that soup is really simple. It is just, it's basically like chicken bone broth from a packet. Like, as in, you know, it's common, like we use stock cubes. They use like this chicken broth powder, and I was like, like, I could make a better broth than that, and I did. I made a much better one. Put some, I used chicken broth powder, soy sauce, sugar. And the killer ingredient is these like dried scallops, as in seafood, and then that just took the soup to a new level. And obviously some salt and some white pepper, and that's basically it. That's all. That's what you need in your that's what you need in your wonton soup. The wontons themselves, I wrapped and everything, and inside was minced pork, little bit of oyster sauce, sugar, again a little bit of that bone broth stuff, some water. Now the water's actually more important than you would think. Some light soy sauce. What else did I put in the... And that's pretty much it. Like, you'd think you need more than that, but you don't really. And that just, like, now the water, the reason you put the water in, which is something I didn't do before, is, and it's so obvious, like the geezer, like this Cantonese geezer, like that I watch on YouTube, and like his son like translates what he does. Now he said, like, look, the reason you put the water in there is, even though it's soup, the meat is on the inside of the wonton, right? And the wonton wrapper, it's like a dumpling skin, right? It's dry. So what it does is it sucks out all the moisture from the meat itself. And so what you're left with is, you know, dry meat on the inside of the wonton, and that's not what you want. You want it to be like nice and succulent. So you add some water in there. And then, oh my god, what am I doing? And yeah, so you add some water in there, and then that ensures that the meat inside the wonton wrapper stays nice and moist. It's not too dry, and, like, you know, if it gets dry, it kind of like the meat kind of gets hard and solid. God damn it, chaps, you're making me work for my supper today. What else can I... I'm running out of things to rattle on about. Somebody say something. Anybody. Should I tell you about my ingrown toenail that I don't have? Just make it up. I've got a heretic toenail, mate, but I need it expunged. But speaking of, anyway, I think we're kind of nearing the end of the stream, because I feel like what I've done today is I've basically done the base coat. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. Do it quickly before the Inquisition hears it. Yeah. Inquisitor. Right, I've come to the conclusion that the game Bolt Gun is not that good now. After playing it once or twice, I just feel like I've got no need to go back to it at all, which is very disappointing. Oh, the Pedo Finder General. Oh, what? From Monkey Dust, mate. That is Monkey Dust, mate. Was an amazing show, mate. Like, amazing, man. Like, super dark British comedy, man. Like, can't get much darker than that, can you? You Pedo Finder General, man. I don't even know if you'd be able to put Monkey Dust on TV these days anymore. Has anyone apart from Ryder watched Monkey Dust, like anyone in Britain? If you haven't seen it, you're missing out, chaps. I can't remember every episode. I mean, obviously it's been a while, man. But like, mate, I remember the first time I watched that was when I was in Japan. And like, one of the English guys I used to knock about with in Japan, like he was like, "Garth, have you seen Monkey Dust, mate?" I was like, "No." And he's like, "Fucking just watch this, mate." It's like, oh man, that's fucking amazing. He also got me into Would You Lie to Me? That's amazing as well. There you go, Ryder. If you want to see something funny with David Mitchell, there's a panel show called Would You Lie to Me? I think you'd like that. The idea is like, you know, there's like a panel of like 3 people, and like they've all got to like make a story, and only one of the stories is true. And then the other team have got to try and guess which story is true from, like, you know, and they're all like life stories. And like I said, David Mitchell's on that, and he's absolutely amazing. Like, definitely the funniest bloke on there. A lot of people like that Northern geezer, but I've forgotten what the Northern geezer's name is, but I don't rate him that much. Maybe because he's Northern. Yeah, just enraged half of my country there. How dare you say that, you Southern fairy? Is it a cartoon? What, Monkey Dust, or Would You Lie to Me? Would You Lie to Me is a panel show. Monkey Dust is a cartoon. If you're on YouTube now, Joe Roberts, just type in Pedo Finder General. I know that sounds completely insane, but just type in Pedo Finder General, and then that will take you to like Monkey Dust. By the power invested me, by the bloke down the pub that said you definitely did it, I condemn you as a paedophile. It's just fucking amazing. You know, it's like my sort of humour, man. It's like really dark, man. It's like proper British dark humour. Because I feel like they wouldn't be able to, you know, if you made that in this day and age, it would get taken off air. And another amazing one is, back in the day, was Brass Eye. Man. Brass Eye. Again, Ryder, if you haven't seen Brass Eye, you need to watch that as well, mate. You need to, if you're liking your British comedies and like dark and old sort of British comedies, like I said, check out Brass Eye. I think you can get most of the episodes. You can probably just watch most of the Brass Eye episodes on YouTube, I believe. Chris Moyles, man. An absolute legend of British comedy, mate. And also his other stuff was The Day Today, which was like a news. Wow, Brass Eye was like a sort of like documentary, and it was like it's like a Panorama spoof, basically. So Panorama like is a BBC show that like does like loads of exposés and things like that. Like, you know, like, oh, today we're going into care homes and showing you what's really going on, like, you know, and how terrible it is, blah, 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 right? So that's what Brass Eye is. And then The Day Today was a sort of, it was a spoof of the news. And this was in the time of the Troubles as well. So there's like loads of like references to like Northern Ireland and stuff like that in there, man. It's like again, it's proper British humour. I don't think you'd be able to get away with it these days. Your nan said this looks good, Dave. That's the highest. That's high praise indeed, mate. The troubles of previous 40k editions. Oh, what's going on with 40k now, man? I hear people are squinnying about they can't use the army builder app and stuff like that. Is that the latest goss? To get my hobby goss, I normally just watch Discord minis, as I've said multiple times, but I can only take her in small doses. So sometimes I have to like watch one of her episodes for like 10 minutes, turn it off, and then come back to it. I said I like her points. I think everything that she does is decent, but I just find her delivery a little bit much for me sometimes. Mate, they're dead. Like I've said this before, man, that they would do shit like this, man. They really want they want that streaming money, mate. They want these monthly charges. Doing that, they're like basically forcing a load of people to do it, because if you ain't got an army builder, right, you would you're like, oh right, I'm only gonna I don't really use, I only want to make one army, right? So I will buy, I'll get the app and I'll get Warhammer Plus, right? And then you know what happens when people do monthly subscriptions, mate? They forget about it. Join my Patreon, by the way. It's a monthly subscription. Anyway, they forget about it, and they can't be asked to cancel it, especially if it's like £5 or something like that. You know, they desperate for this money, mate. Desperate for this money, man. They're shameless, mate. And check out my Patreon, please. Shameless, Disgusting Games Workshop and their monthly charges. How could they do that? Disgusting individuals. Vile humans. Vile heretics. What happened to the hobby? What happened to this community? I think the word community, hobby community, is just so overused. Are we a community? Look at the disgust on my face. You see that? Are we a community? I don't feel like we're a community. I feel like we're a rabble of like-minded people. I wouldn't say we're really a community. If I'm the head of the community, then something's gone seriously wrong. Something's not right. It's a if I'm the head of if I'm the head of a community, this is like some sort of social experiment. They're like, we need to find the most annoying prick on planet Earth, and let's just see if he can, like, you know, get people to follow him and stuff, like, you know, just by being a...
I am the gatekeeper!
Exactly, mate. The gatekeeper. I am the gatekeeper. There we go. It's just a social experiment. I hate to tell you, you've all fallen into my trap, mate. I've been taking notes the whole time, and it's a Stanford study. I'm a paid actor, and they said my real name's not Garth. My real name is Humphrey Tarquin the Third. I don't know why. That's not a very good name, I know, but you know, that's the name I was given. Anyway, so yeah, my real name's Humphrey Tarquin the Third, and I'm a classically trained actor. Actually, I went to the same school as Patrick Stewart, and yeah, it's all just been a bizarre social experiment. They said, Tarquin, what I want you to do is channel the worst neck-bearded, beefing, BO twat that you possibly could. And this is the result. It's the persona of Garth. Yes, you're doing well there, Tarquin, but can you just complain about Games Workshop a little bit more for me, please? Yeah, that's right. And what can we do that really just turns people off? I've got it. Happy hardcore and bullshit drum and bass. That's... if they can sit through that, we'll make millions on this study. Yeah. They were meant to make millions. We were meant to make millions, but I got sucked into my own persona, and now I am Garth. I am that neckbeard. Sometimes I don't even know if I'm a real person anymore. What happened, man? I used to have a wife, kids. I used to drive a battered old Mondeo to the university. Study psychology there, and that's where they picked me up. It was my amateur acting career. How's it going, McPherson, mate? AI generated Garth. Hello, I'm Garth, and today we're going to be painting. McPherson, we've got a Patreon intro now, mate, if you want to check it out. ! Patreon space intro. Well, don't. Up to you, mate. I didn't realise it's getting quite late, actually. I think I'm gonna have to call it soon. Actually, I had quite a late night yesterday as well. An old friend of mine took me out to. There we go. Look. Suitable intro for you there, McPherson, I believe. But yeah, old mate of mine arrived from the States, took me out for a Nando's yesterday. Then we went down my mate's pub, had a few shandies there, come back here, had a few shandies, and I ended up just typing bollocks to Ryder until about 3 in the morning, and then got up at 7. I feel alright actually, I don't feel too bad really, but I feel like I should feel more tired than I am.
Yes, my gatekeeper!
1 out of 10? What do I get 1 out of 10 for, Dave? Right, I think we are basically done.
Because it's mind-boggling to you, yeah!
I'm just gonna paint the nails. And then the base coat is basically on. Base coat is basically on. Why does that sound like such a sort of weird tongue twister? Should I have for a snack, lads? I think I'm going to go for a cheese and mayonnaise sandwich again. The classy bloke that I am. Really feel like there should be like some sort of hobby stream section for YouTube. Like there really isn't anywhere that the sort of category for this nothing fits. Like there's no like art category, or maybe there is an art category. Maybe I'll put streams into like the art category or something. So at the moment it's in gaming, but that doesn't, this isn't really gaming, is it? Like, somebody like looks at the thumbnail and thinks, oh, I'll check that out, but what they're looking for is like a computer game stream, that's what most people watch, isn't it? Is computer game streams. But this is quite, it's not your average screaming teenager. It was mind-boggling, mate. I don't know why. Every time I hear the Macho Man say that's mind-boggling to you, yeah. I don't know why. That just cracks me up. Macho Man's promos were just something else. Like, they're just so funny, man. Like, just amazing. Like, the intensity of them. If you want another Macho Man rider, type in ! Patreon victory.
Guaranteed victory!
There we go. I thought I'd put that one in there because that's perfect for if people start talking about the game, right? Actually playing 40k or Age of Sigma or whatever. That's people are always going on about, oh, what's the latest army list and stuff like that. Guaranteed victory. I really need to sort of do a test to see if we can get the memes working for people on YouTube as well. That would be extra level, because I don't think I've seen anyone on, like, I haven't seen any YouTube streams that do anything like that. Like, you know, if I can get, you know, if I can get that to work, you know, anyone who joins the Patreon can play memes from YouTube and not just Twitch. I thought I might do some research actually after this stream, see if it's possible. It's going to be yet more of a pain, but it's an extra carrot to get some a few more quid. I mean, it's for the community. That's what I meant. It's for the community. It's a special thank you to you guys. And the reality is, it's gonna buy me my next sandwich. That's all I care about, mate. It's the only thing I care about, mate, is where my next sandwich is coming from. Yeah, well, he must have been on, like, several million grams of cocaine, though, right? And the Hulkster, mate. 100% the Hulkster was those promos that the Hulkster did, mate. He was fucking off his nuts, definitely. Probably Vince McMahon as well. Mate, don't Vince McMahon look like a complete freakazoid these days? He's had like a ton of plastic surgery and he looks like bloody... He looks like a vampire or something now. Like he's got like some weird pencil moustache. It's like, why have you got a pencil tash, mate? He always just used to wear a suit and stuff, and he's like, now he's got like, he looks like a cartoon villain like now. Not just like a wrestling villain, like, you know, a character, but he actually looks like a cartoon villain these days. Now, this Troglodon thing, does anyone know what those like are they whiskers or horns? Those things. I feel like if they're horns, would the horns be the same colour as... I'm going to have a little think about that. Like, if a lizard has got like spines and horns, would their like horns be the same colour, like, you know, like a crocodile or something? Would they be the same colour as their claws, or would they be different? I'm probably thinking about this too much because this is not a real animal, but I'll have a think about that. There's no rush, is there? It's still just base coating stage. I don't need to think about that too much. I'm wondering what colour to kind of do his sash. I suppose maybe that should be red, like his sort of his back will be later. Does it? Yeah, I mean, because to me they look kind of more like whiskers or something, because he's got no eyes, has he? So he must, like, you know, like in me, like they'd be like kind of flexible. So, like if he's like walking around, I'm guessing like he like lives in a cave or something, right? And like he uses like that to kind of navigate. If he's got no eyes, like uses like his sense of smell, and then like these are like part of his like sense of touch for walking around. I mean, the real answer is rule of cool, so maybe I'll leave it for a bit and kind of, when I come back to it tomorrow, I'll look at it and go, I know what colour those should be. Right now I'm not sure. And that's fine, because, and like, my immediate thought is I want to do the teeth white. Because they'll stand out a lot more. Ah, you've almost got it there, Ryder. It should just be ! Only space fans. Is the command. Do it.
You want to watch me have a wank? It'll cost you a tenner.
Been waiting for somebody to pull that one out, mate. Since I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm nabbing that, mate. That's the OnlyFans command. And there's also Major Lennox as well. ! Major Lennox, mate.
Shut up. You push it in deep so I can feel it.
I'm on much longer, mate. Nah, Bunker, I'm literally I'm winding down now, man. I mean, it's 11:30. I mean, I didn't get to bed until like 3 yesterday, but I'm guessing you're asking, you know, do you need a raid?
You are ready to excel.
Oh, Gorgus Gangus, man. Thanks for the follow, man. First follow I've had in about 1 million years. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. As soon as I hit 1,000, mate, I swear, like, I ended up having no followers at all. Like, get like one follower every like 10 streams or something. But yeah, Thanks. Thank you, Gogus. That made today's stream worthwhile, man. Well, I think I'm just going to call it bunker. I was like, I could do another half hour, but really I shouldn't, man. I'm fucking knackered, mate. And I need to get up and drive. Oh, here we are. Well, we've got another, oh, fuck it. Gone bunkered. Raid. We've had another one now, so yeah, I suppose I'll stick on for another half hour. Welcome, Raiders. Busty Builder, mate. Yes, another half hour, mate. Yeah. Well, welcome, Busty, and thank you very much for the raid. Shout out to yourself. I do shout out to the old-fashioned way, mate. And my admins don't look like they're on, so I'm afraid you're just going to have that. And to all the raiders, as you can see, we're kind of still in the base coating stage of this Troglodon. I believe that's what this thing's called. And yeah, so this is what we're looking at here. Like I said, we just base coated it, so this is like what, 3 hours work maybe. It's been slower going than I thought. The busy builder, man, thanks for the follow, man. I do appreciate that, and I shall respond with my own follow for yourself, sir, so that you know, next time I see you on, mate, hopefully I can return the favour, man. What were you working on today, Busy? But yeah, so bunker, if you're still there, mate, yeah, I'll do another half hour, seeing as we just got raided there. Busy, my wife is busting. There we go. There's the second raid in as many seconds. One-third figure. Okay, cool. Well, welcome everyone for the second raid. We just had 2 raids in about half a minute, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to say the exact same stuff again. Thanks very much, Bunker, for the raid. If anyone hasn't given our man Bunker and the Busy Builder a follow yet, doing yourself a disservice, get on and do that. And especially our man Bunker, you need to go and check out his stream, man. Very fucking talented painter and straight shooter like me, like a lot of the people, like chillers and stuff like that. We're of a different breed of, we're not generally like, oh my god, Games Workshop, so good, man, yeah. No, we'll tell it as it is. And again, everyone who's just raided in, as you can see, I am basically done with the base coat on this Troglodon. So about 3 hours work here. I was gonna go to bed, but I'll stick around for another half hour since we've had 2 raids. And that's about that, I suppose. I stream most nights around about this sort of time, 8:30ish. And tomorrow, every Friday, I do 40k and geek themed rave music that I'll make myself live on the stream. So if you're about tomorrow, man, come and join us for that as well. And yes, so what we're going to do now is the question. I mean, yeah, the Troglodon does look exactly like a spine. It looks like a Spinosaurus. It looks like a Jurassic Park Spinosaurus, doesn't it? I think maybe if you can get maybe the wash stage done. I'll say the wash stage. I'm not actually going to do a wash. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this contrast snakebite leather and water that down. But before I do, I think I'm going to paint these slats sort of gold as well. And I've missed a couple of things there, yeah, so back to the gold, I suppose. Oh, Bunker, mate, yeah. They would GW all of GW stuff is completely original, as we know. The Imperium original Games Workshop concept, Navigators original Games Workshop concept. Basically everything, right, is a pastiche, a homage, a rip-off of other stuff. God, there's loads, isn't there? The Arbites, aren't they, are basically judges from Judge Dredd. What other blatant GW rip-offs are there? The Eldar, obviously. It's all that kind of stuff's all from Tolkien, isn't it? Like, I mean, I didn't used to mind back in the day. Like, you know, we all understood that, but you know, it's super hypocritical what they do now. You know, shutting people down left, right, and centre for supposedly stealing their IP when basically they've built a whole company on stealing IP, basically. Which I know is going to infuriate neckbeards, but you know, you got to tell it how it is, chaps. That is what's happened. I mean, of course they've changed it and made it their own, but I mean, some of the stuff is just like so blatant. And nobody minds that, but it's the hypocrisy that gets me. Alright, Jan, well, thanks for popping in, mate, and I'm glad you enjoyed it, and you know, you can see your model getting painted live, which I don't get why more commission painters don't do that, but you know, perhaps I shouldn't shout that too loud. Actually, Bunker, is your stuff that you do commissions, or is it your or is it like your own sort of hobby stuff that you do? I said I used to paint my own hobby, but since I've been streaming, get more and more commissions coming in, man, and that pile of shame keeps growing. Never goes anywhere. Alright, see you later, yeah, mate. Like I said, thank you very much for popping in. Check up on what I'm doing. eBay Pro Painter. Oh, mate, I was literally looking at some eBay Pro Paints today. Seriously, man, what is that? Like, what is that, man? eBay Pro Paint, man. Like, why is it? Oh, why do they say Pro Painted on everything? You're like, what is that about? I've got some eBay Pro Painted stuff right here, look. Look at that, mate. That's eBay Pro Painted right there, look. Check that mother out, look. Help me, brothers. Help me. Look what they've done to my boy. Another one here, look.
And I will be applying 2 thin coats to develop to a good strong paint.
Exactly. Wanna know how I got these scars? Some fucking idiot painted me in 95 with old Umbro and Amel paints, and I'm stuck like this forever, lads. Help me, lads. Please. But yeah. That's Umbro. That's eBay Pro Painted, both of those. About the standard of eBay Pro Painted. I love like getting like, I used to love like, wow, back when job lots and things like that, you know, you used to be able to pick them up for actually a decent price. Like old school models and old Hammer models have just gone through the roof, haven't they, these days? But back in the day, man, like those two were just like in like some job lots, and they've got their own they've got their own charm. So I kept them as is. They will never be stripped and painted, those, man. I'm keeping them just as perfect examples of eBay pube infested models. And yeah, I mean, talking about pubes and eBay, everyone knows, right, that you can't buy second-hand models without pubes, right? I swear that there's like an eBay god, or there's a bloke that like distributes second-hand eBay models, and he's like, have some of my pubes, mate, in every single box. It's part of eBay's terms and conditions to include pubes in the packaging. Well, I'll be damned. Is it really in there? Mate, it wouldn't surprise me if it was in there, man. Or you get like eBay will like penalise you. No pubes, no listing. And those people who are just raiding in are thinking, good God, why did I end up on this channel where the geezer just talks about pubes continuously? Well, I'm sorry. If you don't like it, here's a pube. Maybe they like wanna. Maybe they're just like trying to like clone more and more neckbeards and gather as many eBay pubes as possible from as many.
Because it's mind-boggling to you, yeah.
What's mind-boggling? The eBay pubes. Oh man, I was just thinking about work then. I was thinking to myself, I really hope that my boss turns around tomorrow and goes, right, you guys have done really well this week. It's 3 o'clock. Fuck off. Or even better, 2:30. That's rare that he turns around at 2:30 and says sod off, but you know, one can dream, right? I'm going to give him like a really like Slaneshi pink tongue. I've decided. I should probably do that very last stage, but I'm kind of, like I said, we're kind of like winding down on. You know what? I think I will do these white. As I'm kind of painting these now, just add a bit more white on them. I think they would look really cool in white. They stand out a bit more. Like I said, they look like whiskers to me anyway, like not proper horns. So we're doing like a bone, pallid bone colour. Is what we'll do with these. And when my missus saw this, that's the first thing she said was, "Are you painting a dinosaur?" It's like, it's a Troglodon actually, love. Now, get back in your cave. How dare you call this a dinosaur? You not understand, it's a seraphim. It's not lizard man, it's a seraphim. Actually, Bunker, you're a bit older, aren't you? What do you reckon about all of these stupid new names, mate, like Seraphim and Eldari and things like that? I bet you're like me and you're like, there's absolutely no way I'm calling Imperial Guard Astra Militarum. No way at all. No chance, man. I don't get why they had to pick such dumb names. I get that it's IP, blah, 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 but, like, seriously, mate. Who sat around the table and decided that Astra Militarum was, like, couldn't they have just, like, called them, like, I don't know, like the Emperor's meat shields or something, like, you know, that would have been 100 times better, and that would have been like tongue-in-cheek old school GW, you know. But no, it's all got to be serious now, isn't it? It's all got to be lore accurate. Seriously, mate. Astra Militarum. Seraphim as well, and like all of the names in Aegis. What are the dwarfs called now? They're called something dumb, aren't they? And there's Leagues of Voltan instead of squads. Leagues of Voltan, mate. Sounds like some like crap, like American football team or something. Leagues of Voltan. Well, I never. If somebody said to you, I collect the Leagues of Voltan, and you like didn't collect, you'd be like, what the fuck is that, mate? And don't it sound like some fantasy? It sounds more like fantasy. Like it sounds like something from Warhammer Fantasy. Leagues of Voltan to me. Keep them as guards, yeah. I mean, well, they can't copyright the guard, can they? But seriously, man, can you believe they must have had like a brainstorming session or whatever? You know, I'd be really interested to see what other names were up there, you know, for consideration. I bet we could come up with a better name in 5 minutes. I mean, Space Dwarfs is better than Leagues of Voltan, right? I mean, that's literally what they are. And maybe, like, instead of calling... I mean, the orcs call them stunties, right? Stunties sounds better than Leagues of Voltan. Dave's nan could think of a better name. Yeah, Firelot, mate. I was going to shut down about 20 minutes ago, but I got 2 raids in... I had 2 raids in as many minutes. So I decided to do another half hour, but... we're 5 to 12 now, I think that's it. Oh, excuse me. I think I've done my bit today. And that's it, we've done... made some serious headway on this. I said, Firelot, man, you haven't seen your new Patreon intro yet, man. It's all loaded in and ready for you to go. But yeah, I'm happy with the colour choices as well on that. Alright then. Noise of a defeated painter, that was. Oh dear. Yes. Time to get myself a sandwich. And maybe watch some YouTube or something for about 10-20 minutes, just to have at least some time to chill out, really. These bloody rocks won't stick on either. It's all gone Pete Tong, lads. It's all falling apart, mate. Who would have thought that the liberal amount of watery PVA that I put down on the base didn't hold today, eh? I don't know if that super glue is going to hold that. We only need to hold it while we're painting, really, don't we? Oh, you're at work until 1 AM today, mate. Brutal, man. Have we all got a long weekend? Well, apart from the Yanks, right? We've all got a 3-day weekend. So I'll let you know what the plans are, and then I'm gonna head out. So plans are tomorrow, as usual, we got the music stream. Get your fucking 40k happy hardcore on, mate. 40k drum and bass. That's what we'll be doing to rock into the weekend, mate. I'll be having a few shandies, so you guys know the drill. Saturday, I'm going to try and do a quite lengthy stream, potentially all day, and just try and rattle out like 4 or 5 Death Guard commissions in one stream and get them posted and done, so that they're off the commission list. And also, what else? Sunday I'm going to the pub. My mate's DJing and he plays like old school hardcore and stuff, so I'm going to go and support him. And then Monday, we'll see. I should probably spend some time with my missus. Probably. Maybe. Okay then, right. Let's do the raid ting, bruv. We're gonna raid Hixie 666, just because I've been talking about Happy Hardcore and his name is Hixie, and if you know Happy Hardcore and you know anything about Happy Hardcore, you'll know who bloody DJ Hixie is. So we're gonna raid Hixie 666. And I'm going to awkwardly leave YouTube, because Twitch raids and then YouTube does something weird and it takes me ages to shut down the stream, so I end up just staring at the camera. Right, that's that. Let's get to raiding. And I'm going to awkwardly stare at the camera for a little bit on YouTube. See if I can hold off having a wank for 20-30 seconds before the stream stops. Not promising though. Right, that's it. Laters, Twitch people, YouTube people, you're going to be here for a little bit more. Or maybe a little bit less. As I really just don't know how to end the YouTube streams in any sort of decent way.